All right, we're back. We want to inform everyone that's online, and we see we have a number of people still with us. Thank you so very much for your interest in what we are doing. We are humbled by the number of you that are here today, interested in what we've had to say with the release of the transcript that's now online at outloud.org and your prayerful support. There are a couple of things I'd like to state, and then we can take a few more calls if you have questions. Number one, with respect to my present position about November the 2nd, more specifically about the Tea Party. As you know, I was a member of the Tea Party, and early on in its infancy stage, when it got started, and participated wholeheartely in the process. And it was my understanding at that time that most Tea Party members were birthers, and would just aghast at the fact that our nation was moving down the road. It was moving down with a man who had sealed all of his records, and was also not only hiding behind sealed records, but was hiding behind his race and using that as a whipping cord, if you will, on all of America. Get back because I'm black, don't raise any questions about me. And I understand clearly that there is no way our nation can benefit as long as that kind of injustice on behalf of Obama, using racism and hiding his records, can advance us. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's like when you raise your hand against your mother and your father, you fail to do your homework, and you cheat and steal and you lie and you disrespect all of the house rules. There is no way you can prosper. And that's exactly what's happening in our nation in a nutshell, or in a cameo expression. But the Tea Party changed. I didn't change. The Tea Party changed. Now, please hear me clearly. The Tea Party changed around me. I believe singularly the single thing that America needs to be doing right now is going back to God the Father, bowing the knee, and repenting for our transgressions, and exposing Obama for who he is. And I don't see other remedies that are sub to that being the way of dealing with our problems. So the Tea Party changed on me, and then began to judge me as being too fiery, or being out and raising the issue of the birth certificate that someone had told them was going nowhere, and that there was no credibility to that, and that would be best to just try to replace people that are in office now with a new crop of people. Well, that was a change on me. I came to the Tea Party under the Bertha guise. They no longer raise that as an issue, and indeed, you are prohibited from bringing a Bertha sign to any of the major Tea Party issues. I, too, used to watch Glenn Beck. I even watched him when he was on CNN. Many of you didn't pay any attention to him, but I thought that he was interesting on CNN. But when he moved and stated that Berthas were misguided, that we were going in the wrong direction, and that Obama was natural born, I could no longer trust him. I just could not bring myself to trust a man who just 2 months earlier was a fervent birther, who was pursuing the same goals for this nation that I was pursuing, to then turn around and tell me to my face that I am misguided on something that he had spent so much time on, and also that the person who we all had agreed was not a natural-born citizen, and he is now saying he's natural-born. There's no way I can respect that individual. Moreover, I have to now begin to defend myself against such. And same thing with Fox News as a total news institution. So, as far as the Tea Party is concerned, they changed. Millions of dollars were poured into the leadership of the Tea Party. They were just individual groups, grassroots groups in counties and cities all over America with no individual national movement. But then Fox News and others saw an opportunity here to unite these people and become the, if you will, the public, I suppose, the people who represent them publicly, media savvy people for the Tea Party. And so it went, and it just took off. Well, I couldn't ride that train that became the Tea Party with Fox News, with the Koch brothers and the millions of dollars and the refusal to raise the birth certificate issue. And then the final thing that broke the camel's back for me was this. And, you know, I believe our Constitution is critical to the salvation of our nation. And if we are winking at the Constitution, if we are saying that the Constitution doesn't matter, many black folk have said to me, what do you care about the Constitution? It wasn't written for you. You're black. Take a look at yourself. Go to the look in the mirror, Uncle Tom, they've said to me. Just stupid self talking about the Constitution and upholding the Constitution. It wasn't written for you. It was written to put you in slavery with your stupid self. But see, I don't agree with that. I believe the Constitution was written for the salvation of America. And when the time was appropriate, the 13th, the 14th, and the 15th Amendment were placed in there. And it's my Constitution, too. And I will never step away from that. But the Tea Party and its leadership has stated that Obama's eligibility is not the question of the day. And I can't accept that. I can never accept that. I just can't. And so I don't hate Tea Party people, you know, but I got to tell you that you are wrong. And what's worse, you're more wrong than Obama now. That's why he's still in power, as Mayor Dave Langford said just a few moments ago, that once this domino began to fall, we're going to discover there's been so much of a cover-up and so many things overlooked, and to try to do something else, that we would be appalled at how wretched this nation has been in terms of wickedness. Well, that's what the Tea Party has done. They have now skipped over the birth certificate issue. They've skipped over the constitutional issue, and they're covered that up. But you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't. And that's where I'm at with that. I've got a call on the line. Let me take this call, and I'll be back with more about that in just a moment. Hello, caller.
Hello there, Pastor Manning. This is Mark McCrill in El Paso, Texas.
Hey, Mark in El Paso. How are you?
I'm doing splendid today. I was just listening to your broadcast. Listen, I just kind of wanted to reiterate one thing that you're speaking about right now. The whole key to this Obama situation is that birth certificate. Until we see that from whatever part of the world it comes from, we don't know anything about him, who he is, who his parents are, where he was raised, where he went to school, nothing. So I'm with you 100% to keep pounding on that birth certificate issue.
Well, Mark, you know, you're right. Why would a group grow up in America as a political force and act as if the birth certificate issue about this man, you know, am I missing something?
No, I think you have it right. They're wolves in sheep's clothing. I think they were started, you know, the way things work, the way these evil people work, is they give you hope that somebody will solve the problem, and you don't have to do it. So just stay there and keep watching the football game. Just go to work, and someday somebody will come along and fix all these things for you. And that's what the Tea Party is. And I think the Tea Party was started by the Koch brothers, Koch Industries.
Koch
I believe they had a good bit to do with it.
Right, they have. They've been quite influential in terms of the financing of the group.
Yeah, and it's okay. But, you know, by the same token, just like Obama, the Tea Party, you know, Obama and the Tea Party both, what they have succeeded in doing is they've woken up a lot of people. And I really think this Tea Party grew into something that the original founders of the Tea Party didn't suspect it would. I think it grew so fast, you know, so big, that I think it kind of got out of hand to what their ideals were, to where now it's, you know, gung-ho America, gung-ho America. But they don't want to talk about the birth certificate, then I don't care to talk to them. I'm same as you.
Yeah, and it's not that I want to be indifferent, but I cannot accept illegal behavior and justify it, that the ends justify the means. I can't do that. I can't allow that to happen. And I think the other thing is that the Tea Party is not the Tea Party of 9/12 a year ago, a year and a half ago. It is a different group. It's a group that is now being led pretty much by the same puppet masters that lead the other groups. And that is unfortunate that people have been hoodwinked to that. I would to God I could wake the Tea Party up, and that they would catch the fervor of the legitimacy of Obama. And how is it that the American people, and not that this is the racial issue here, but, I understand why black people respond about Obama the way they do. I do. I mean, I understand. I've been around black people all my life, and I know that for them, they feel that this nation has not been a great nation. They're wrong. They're dead wrong about this nation.
But for you know yourself. I mean, I know where you came from. You came from the South. I grew up in Delaware, just a few hours south of where you're from, and the last 40 years, I think, black people have had great opportunities in this country. Prior to that, and I know they had problems. Sure, there was a lot of things they could do. There were some great black doctors, some great black lawyers, but you remember the days of the 3 water fountains or
I
2
do.
water fountains?
No, I do. I graduated from an all-black school. Segregation didn't hit the little town I graduated from until the year after I graduated. I never went to high school with white students. We were kept separated.
But that's all past, is the way I look at it. Sure, they have a role deal.
I'm beyond that. I'm far beyond that.
But, the Irish, I'm part Irish, which, big deal. I'm American is what I am. I have no desire to go back to my roots in Ireland or, even look into it. I don't care. I'm American. But the Irish people were slaves to black people hundreds of years ago, too. I think we've all taken our turn to that. And,
that is true.
It's mainly just we have to unite and quit being divided. It's the United States of America is what it should be, and we ought to get off the past hard feelings, whatever they were, that our grandfathers and great-grandfathers committed acts against each other. Well, the heck with them. We ought to get on with it and get united again and be together and make this country great again.
It is our future that we need to build and not our past. And people are building the past. They're continually building bridges to the past rather than building the future. And it's unfortunate. And it brings people back to a state. I'm watching the destruction in the lives of children and young people every day because they're continually building bridges to the past. Listen, thank you for your call. I think I've got another caller on the line. Is that right?
Okay, go to it, and thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, El
and
Paso.
and let me throw this comment in here. This is Neil.
Hello, Neil. How are you?
Yep. Okay. The Tea Party left me, too.
Hold on. But
every time I get up to speak at a Tea Party, they'd say, what are you going to talk about? So I stopped trying to speak.
No, they left me. I mean, I still love the Tea Party members, and I still communicate. They still, they're in the Tea Party. They have all this hope for, November the 2nd, and we're still in communication. But they feel that somehow or another I need to pray and get back in touch with God. I never left. I never left. They left me, on this issue. You can't build a government without the foundation of the Constitution. Anytime we marginalize that, we're headed down the wrong path.
Okay, so let's take a call from somebody out my way. I think up in Orange County.
Yeah,
is on the line for you.
Yeah, okay. Hello, caller.
Hi, Dr. Manning. This is Rose Colombo. How are you?
Hi, Rose. How are you doing? How are things going today?
They're going great. It's a beautiful day out here.
You're in Orange County, California? That's where you are?
I'm in Orange County, California, yes. It's beautiful out here today. Ocean breeze, a little sunshine.
You're making me very envious. I'm up here in the Northeast, this weather up here. But what's on your mind today?
Well, actually, I keep getting cut off from your show. They just keep saying the Internet can't display the web page, so I couldn't hear the whole show. So I didn't get to hear the entire show. But I did want to mention that I don't agree with, saying that all religions are all one and we should come together and just be this one world religion. And okay, fine. practice your religion here in our country, but never forget that our traditions and our roots and our Constitution and our forefathers were God-fearing and mostly Judeo-Christians. And our traditions and roots